Hey everyone, what is going on? Welcome back to another video of our chili side-by-side experiment. And today we are preparing finally our experiment pots. These are the final stations for our 3 clones, which I will show you in a minute, looking very, very good, might I add. We're going to have 3 set up. First one over here is going to be our control. Obviously it's empty at the moment, but we are using our Garden Basics potting mix here. Now, this potting mix, I'll quickly talk about it. I'll give you a little show. It is the Garden Basics from Brunnings. You can actually get this at most Bunnings stores. And look, I wasn't actually going to name the brand, but I think it's better to be transparent and show you guys exactly what I'm using. So you can look into the product and replicate this exact same thing if you wanted to at home. I'm not here to get any sponsorships out of Bunnings or Brunnings or Garden Basics. I'm just here to show you exactly what this is. It's the most accessible here in Australia, the most accessible garden soil that you can get your hands on, or potting mix. So we're going to use that. I'm also going to use mulch today, just an organic sugarcane mulch that, again, you can buy from most of the Bunnings stores around Australia. Now, these are easily accessible here, so use stuff that's easily accessible to you if you want to replicate the experiment or even to cultivate your own soil. So 3 different pots. Let's go through it. First one, just soil. Okay, we're just literally going to put this bag into the pot, chuck the clone in it, and water only with a bit of mulch, obviously. The second one, as you saw before, we've got the matching NPK fertilizer from Garden Basics. This I'm just going to be following straight off the label. Something I do want to point out, as you can see on here on the label, it does say this product contains heavy metal impurities. Its use may result in accumulation of cadmium, mercury, and lead in the soil. So, you know, need I say more? But anyway, we're going to use it and show you and test our produce at the end, and probably show you that, yes, in fact, there are heavy metals in there. The soil itself, again, is another danger for things like heavy metals and other contaminants like pesticides, herbicides, things like this. Often it's heat treated. I'm not 100% sure on the specifics on this one, but maybe I'll go into it in a video into the standards that they have to meet for Australian potting mix. But it's heat treated. It kills all the microbes, the good and the bad and the ugly. So it's basically lifeless, the soil that we're putting in here. These are just pellets, so who knows how much organic matter is in here as well. Most of this is synthetic. Well, in fact, all of it's synthetic. So yes, we're going to be then comparing our first one, nothing. Second one, heavy metal based fertilizer. I shouldn't say that, it's a little bit preemptive, but anyway. And finally, again, very biasly, here is the beautiful #1 blend of premium organic ingredients. Woo! And some nice dust particles as well. So this is premium organic content sourced from local places around Australia. This is much, much better than you're going to find in any of those styles of things. Now, this is not to sell this product to buy from me. This is to show you what products really work and teach you that you can go and make it on your own. All of the ingredients are listed on the website. Everything is there for you if you want to source it yourself. It's just extremely difficult. So by doing so, packing it all together in large quantities and making it easy and available for you, hopefully that's a step in the right direction if it's too difficult to source yourself. But bottom line is you can do it from anywhere in the world. Source local ingredients. So number 3 is our #1 blend. I'll just pop that in there for the time being. I'm going to get straight to it. I'm going to start filling these pots full of things. Actually, first things first, let's get those clones. So here are our beautiful clones. You can see they have grown up nicely. I can also see some roots sticking through the bottom, which means they're filling out these pots wonderfully well. I'll give you a nice close-up once I've filled all the pots and prepared there so we can actually see what they look like. We want them to fill out these containers. Something that's really quite important is we don't want to slow down their exponential explosion of growth here in spring at the moment. It's insanely hot out here in the sun, especially wearing black. But these are basically exploding with growth, filling the roots of this container and feeling for the edges, finding out how much space they have and how much they can shoot off before they start shooting out flowers and fruits and all of the rest of it, getting established. What we want them to do is be just about to reach capacity in here when we transplant them into their bigger containers so that they keep that growth rate nice and strong. That's the plan. So this is why for the next week or two, they're going to be still in here. And for the next week or two, this soil and fertilizer combo is just going to sit in there. Hopefully a few microbes are going to start to work together and build a little bit of a soil network in there to start with. In our one, maybe not this one, but you never know. So we're going to see the experiment. So first things first, pop these down. We're going to get this soil in the container. They never make these bags easy to rip, do they? Oh yeah, stanky. So most of this is pretty woody, full of sticks and things. If I look up closely, there's absolutely nothing moving in it. You know, but if you're scared of bugs, that might be what you want. But for us, actually, look, I think this whole lot's going to go in here, especially with some sinkage. So that's one. Pop that over there. Sorry, Chookie. The chooks are hanging around for their afternoon snack. So pop that down. I'm just going to push down real nice and simply. First one there. Okay, nice and easy. That's perfect, actually. It's a perfect amount of soil. So I don't have to mix anything through this. When I come to the next ones, what I'm going to do with the NPK one is sprinkle over the top and just work into the top layer of the soil. As for the number one blend, you can top dress and let it water through, but there's no soil life that's coming and pulling down all of these organic ingredients into the soil to actually combine it all and mix it all up. So I want to do that now. I'm going to, whilst there's no life in this potting mix, I'm going to really, get it incorporated into the soil to start that process of having it. Hey, she's going to eat the clones. Move them out the way. Silly. Anyway, next one. So there it is. The whole bag once again. Sort of push it down. I should also mention this is a regular potting mix, so it basically means it's not a premium one. They don't add any extra fertilizers. That's the point, because we're doing the fertilization. So NPK, let's grab it. Open up the little tab. Woo! So it's basically little granule rocks and things. I'll show you in a bit, but the concentration that we need, 25 to 50 grams per square meter. So this isn't a square meter. It's about half that, if that. So I'm going to do maybe a generous tablespoon, because we don't want to go overboard, but we also want to give it a fair chance. So a rough general tablespoon. Dropped a bit there, don't want the chicken to get that. Cool. So that's a generous tablespoon. And again, so not sure if you can see that. Maybe I can zoom in on that terribly afterwards. But here we go. Let's work that in. Just into the top layer of soil there. It's maybe, clawing it up to my knuckles. Just sort of working it in and then smooth it out. Pat that down. Last one. Perfect. So tricky. Cool. Now this time, before I pat it down, man, it is hot. Okay, before I pat it down, I'm going to use some of the number one blend. Okay, I'm going to get, usually, again, for this, we say half a cup to a cup per plant. This is going to be one plant. So because there's no fertilizer in it, I'm going to give roughly a cup, so 250 grams of this in here nicely, and give it a good mix around with my hands and get stuck in there. Cool. It's a generous cup, but anyway. So immediately I can see it incorporating, and I'm only going to use the sort of top half of the soil to re-amend. That's simply because that's where most of the root growth is going to be for this first part of the plant growth, so it's accessible to the soil. Cool. I'm also kind of breaking up parts as well. I didn't do that so much in the other one, but you don't really need to. It's not going to be the reason why. It's not going to be the reason why anything changes. Put it that way. So beautiful. Love getting your hands in the soil, even if it is all-purpose garden basics. So we're going to put some mulch, just a light layer of mulch. I don't want to go too crazy heavy and suffocate it completely, but I want enough mulch so that it's keeping the moisture in, especially in this heat. I'm going to try and have these, most of the veggie gardens over there sort of out of this main part of the heat, but this is a good spot to film. So I'm going to, maybe enough mulch to sort of keep the moisture in. Move it over to the vegetable plot and let it sit here for a couple of weeks. Right. Sugarcane mulch can be quite dusty, so do watch out. Usually it's quite dry, so that's like 2 hands worth. You saw that, and then I'm going to do maybe 1 hand, so it's kind of like 3 fistfuls, if that makes sense. I'm doing 2 here, 2 sort of fistfuls pushed together, and then a 3rd just for good luck. And same again. Fist and fist. Bring it together. One more fist. Cool. So again, the choice of mulch isn't really too much of a factor, but we're keeping it the same. We're keeping it local. Here, let's move this out of the way. There you go. That's very interesting, isn't it? All this for you chooks. So I'm going to give these guys a water whilst it's on here. Not a huge amount of water that I want to add, but what it's going to do is just glue it all together in the pot, keep the moisture under the mulch, and we're also getting to do our wonderful chilies because it's very, very hot at the moment. So even that is really, really hot coming out of there. Cool. It's cooling down now. Nice and cool on my feet. All right. Whoa. Bag's getting blown into. So I'm not saturating, but I really want that mulch just wet down on top. We had a wicked storm last night, so everything is nicely watered. But as you can see, nothing special. Cool. I think they're going to love that. It's probably more than I wanted to do anyway. Cool. So there we have it. I'm going to move these over into the vegetable garden area in a second, after I bring the camera and give you some close-ups of these chilies. But yeah, other than that, let's grab the camera. All right, so okay, a little bit of a closer look now. We've got in the sun here. So these clones have rooted really nicely. They're coming out nice and strong. There we go. We can see some root activity under there, air pruning themselves. So these are going to fill out these containers quite nicely. They're all, roughly looking exactly the same. They look pretty close and identical. So I don't think we're going to have any problem getting a really decent side-by-side. But for now, I think that's absolutely wonderful. Look at them. I'll have to do the last part like this because I don't want to put it back on the tripod. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like or a comment in the comment section below. Really helps spread this around and share this information. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what the results are. Yeah. Oh, actually, one last thing. I'm running over to the vegetable plot to get some chili action. Check it out. Here we go. Spring is here. Chilies are in action. Look at this. It's coated in them. So just wanted to show you that as well. So yes, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. You know what to do.